Hi, and welcome to today's One Card Wonder Wednesday for today, Wednesday, April 10th, 2019. I thought since I was using this set yesterday to make some swaps for on stage this weekend, that I would go ahead and show you how to make those swaps that I'm making. So this is the Eastern Beauty set. It has a lot of beautiful medallion shapes and you can layer them and create just gorgeous cards. So I'm going to set this stamp set aside and I'm going to show you the card I made. Isn't this beautiful? It was super simple. I used just Whisper White cardstock, Coastal Cabana cardstock, and Poppy Parade cardstock with a bunch of variations of different inks to make that beautiful medallion on the front. I'm going to set that right here so you can see it, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you how quick and easy it is to stamp this card. So the first color we're going to use is Pacific Point, and that's going to give us that blue outside shape of the medallion, and this is the stamp. I'm just going to ink that up, but then we're going to turn it on its side so we can get that diamond shape with it. And we're going toward the bottom of our piece of Whisper White, and the Whisper White piece is 2.5 by 3 and, I'm sorry, 2.5 by 4 1/4. So that's our size that we're using for that. I'm gonna just set this Pacific Point aside because we're going to use that for also the Enjoy Today sentiment that goes in the center. And next we're going to do that circle that's in the center using Mango Melody. Has anyone used the Eastern Medallion set? If you have, go ahead and put it in the comments so I can see it later, since this is not a live video, this is recorded, as I am not feeling the greatest, and I thought if I record my video today, then I won't have to worry about missing the video tomorrow in case I start to feel a little bit worse. Of course, there's some kind of awesome funk going around and I've caught it. Woohoo! Lucky me. All right, so that color, as I said, was Mango Melody. And the next step I did was I got this cute little, it's just these two little curves in this dot, and I did that in Bermuda Bay, and that goes around these edges. So while you're stamping, you'll just turn your medallion if you want to, or turn your stamp. Either way, I usually just turn the medallion. And I like to stand up to do this to make sure I get it right at the edge of the Pacific Point color. And you just go ahead and stamp all 4 of them. Like I said, you can either turn your stamp or you can turn your paper. For me, it's easy just to turn the paper. How pretty is that already? But it still needed more. I mean, after I stamped that, I thought, oh, I just need more pops of color. So went with some Granny Apple Green, which these colors are all from the Brights color family. I love this color family. And the Granny Apple Green is also one of my faves. And again, I did the same thing. I did the standing up and I just put that little, I don't know if you'd call it a floral or just looks like little leaves or something. It's not really a filigree, I don't know what you would call it, but just right up against that Coastal Cabana dot from that first little thing that we stamped there. And now that we have that in, I'm going to use Poppy Parade, another one of the Brights colors, for the 3 dots that come out from all of these points on the medallion. And again, I do the same thing, just turn the paper. And had I used a bigger sheet of paper, you could have done something where you brought it out from these points here versus these, I say call them points, but these indents. But either way, however you decide to make your own, your choice, because there are so many options, so many different ways you can use that stamp set. It's fantastic. And now the next thing is just to use the Pacific Point ink again. And I just inked it up off to the side there. And I stamped the Enjoy Today right in the center. I thought about using the 1-inch circle punch and punching it on that and bringing it up, but I thought, no, let's just do some simple stamping and do it all directly on this sheet of paper. And then I used some of the polka dot twill ribbon. Isn't this cool? I love this ribbon. It's one of my favorites. And I didn't measure it. All I did was, I kind of measured it. I didn't measure it in inches, let's put it that way. I just bring it around, and I actually got a little too much. Bring it around your piece of paper, and then I want a knot on that side, so I'm just gonna tie it as close as I can to that edge, and then we can just turn it around to that edge once we get it knotted really well. And then you have that. And I love to trim it. And of course, because of these polka dots, you can trim and make it exactly the right angle that you want it. And then I'm gonna do the same with this side. And then you've got it perfectly trimmed. Perfect. Next step is get your other cardstocks out. Now your Coastal Cabana, I'm sorry, not Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay is cut at 2 3/4 by 4 1/2, and the Poppy Parade is cut at 3 by 4 3/4. So these are all just gonna layer perfectly on each other, and so you'll have one framing the other, which is fantastic. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna layer the Bermuda Bay onto the Poppy Parade, and then we'll adhere the Poppy Parade directly to the Whisper White cardstock. And you could use thick Whisper White or regular Whisper White, it's up to you. This one I used regular, this one I'm using thick, just so you can see. I mean, obviously the weight of the card is bigger, but as far as the look of the card, it's basically the same. I'm gonna flip this over. We're gonna add some dimensionals to the back. I have a brand new sheet of dimensionals because I used all of my other little pieces. And I just put one in each corner and one in the center, just to keep that center from sagging. And while you're watching, if you want to comment, comments are the best way for me to keep my videos going on Facebook. Facebook sets up their crazy algorithms, and things have to be a certain way before they become viewable by more people. Oh, and I can see I got a little bit of that circle. I didn't quite stamp it down hard enough right there. So I'm gonna take my Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just gonna go ahead and color in where that circle would be. Perfect. That's one beautiful thing about having the Stampin' Right markers in the same color that you have your inks. You can go ahead and fix little issues that you don't see until the last second. But anyway, go ahead and comment on my video, share it, heart it, like it, whatever you wanna do. I truly appreciate you watching and joining me today to make this beautiful, simple card using the Eastern Beauty stamp set. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.